about to talk about the 5 worst and the 5 best things in creative mode. You all know I love creative mode so much, but that doesn't mean everything is perfect. There are some things that really drive me crazy in creative mode, but there are some amazing things as well. But we're gonna look at some of the worst things, but also what some of the best things are. Let's go. Okay, so here's how this is gonna work, guys. I'm gonna start with the 5th worst thing, and then I'm gonna say the 5th best thing, and we're gonna count down all the way to the number 1 worst thing and the number 1 best thing. So first, the 5th worst thing in Fortnite Creative is the edge of the island. Let's see if I can get over there without launching out. Oh my gosh! See, that's the problem right there. If you're building close to the edge of the island and mix that with a flight speed of 5.0, you can just launch out so far away from your island. Let's just imagine I was like, oh, I've got something over here on the edge of the island I gotta get. And then, oh no! You launched way out! Boom, I land in the water, and look how far away I am now. I can't even swim properly. My guy's just like treading in water, and it takes forever to get back to the island. Like, I launched so far away, guys. This happens to me all the time when I'm building. Look, I'm so far out, you can see the storm out there. And look how far the storm is away from the island. All right, we're finally back into my island. I hate that, guys. I hate that. So that actually ties into one of my favorite things, which is the flight speed. It's only been in the last year or so that we've had the ability to adjust our flight speed. So right now, I'm on flight speed 1.0. This used to be the speed we had to travel around our islands. Feels like I'm a snail or something. Well, I can press shift and go just a little bit faster. I think that's almost like double speed, which feels a little bit better, but this was all we could do for the longest time. Sometimes it was too fast, and most of the times it was way too slow. Then they gave us the ability to change up to 3 times speed, which was way faster and made navigating islands and building so much better, because you could not only go 3 times speed, but then you could hold down shift and you can go even faster. And then just recently, they updated it so you can go up to 5 times speed, which is so much faster. And when you hold shift down, it's like, wow! I'm Sonic, I am speed! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! And I love it, guys. Not only the 5 times speed, but the 0.5 speed. 0.5 speed is so crucial when you're wanting to just like place things a little bit more precisely, because if I'm trying to like do something like a pattern like this, and I put on 5 times speed, then it's like impossible to like line it up. But at 0.5 speed, it makes it so much easier to navigate. Okay, number 4 worst thing in creative mode. It's the storm glitch. Now, if you've never had the storm glitch before, you'll start a session and have 3 hours and 45 minutes or something on the clock. But then all of a sudden, you'll get the little notification that the storm is coming in, and you've got like 20 minutes left, but you just started your session. I hate that glitch. I did a 4-hour build challenge once with a bunch of awesome creators where we're trying to recreate Clash of Clans in Fortnite. And the whole purpose of the challenge is to build it in 1 creative session, which is just under 4 hours. But in the first hour of the competition, we got the storm glitch and we had to start over, which ruined our replay files and just made it a lot more difficult and created all sorts of issues. This glitch happens to me all the time, and I don't really know why. I think it's just like Fortnite trying to reset servers or something, but it drives me nuts, guys. It drives me nuts! The 4th best thing that I love in creative mode is building as a prop. Now, you may think, why is that so big? Well, when creative mode first came out, when you looked like at a prefab or a gallery, all of the walls had to be like build a prop was off. But right now I have build a prop off, and when I grab a wall like this, it's stuck to the grid, right? Like you couldn't move it. It had to stay on the grid. So all of your walls had to be squared. You couldn't do circle things. You couldn't do anything. Now, when you pulled out a prop before, you know, then you could grid snap it. You could put it wherever you want. You could do cool designs and circle tricks and whatever. You could always do that from the beginning, but walls were stuck, and they gave us building as a prop. And now when you turn it on, I can pick up walls and do whatever the heck I want with it. And really the reason I love this, guys, because now I can do the circle trick with all of the walls in the game. Like making this little circle here would have been impossible without the building as a prop function. Oh, I love it. Now that leads into the 3rd worst thing in creative mode. So this has to do with building as a prop, but there's a little glitch that happens. So when I select a wall and I just put it down, I can line it up so it's nice and flush. There's no lines at all. But then let's say I put some walls like over here, and I want to like multi-select this and copy it all the way up. So I'm gonna like copy this, and then I'm gonna move it on up. I haven't moved off the grid at all. You're gonna notice something here. look, it's gone off just a little bit. It's because I multi-selected something that wasn't on the exact same plane as this other one. So I can't even line this up. It's like impossible to line it up. Even if I switch to 32 snap, like I cannot line this up. It's impossible. Like if I try to push it in a little bit, then it's just off. Like it's all off of the grid that it was originally on. This glitch drives me crazy. I have to delete this now. It just Now, the third best thing about Fortnite Creative is the community. Fortnite in general seems to have a pretty toxic community sometimes, but Fortnite Creative has such a great community. Generally speaking, everyone is so cool. All of the creators I've ever worked with, I love. Anyone who participates in my build challenges or my videos has all been so cool. Rarely is there anyone who's a troll that throws off my videos or who just isn't so nice and awesome whenever I am direct messaging them or building with them. Now, I should say there are some bad eggs in the community that I see on Twitter doing some really foul things. That's gonna happen anywhere. But generally speaking, I feel like the Fortnite creative community is like the cream of the crop. I just love how cool everyone is, and I hope we can keep that as the game mode grows. Right, enough of the mushy stuff. Let's get on to the number 2 worst thing. Now, this kind of has to do with creative mode, but for me, the worst thing is that replay mode is almost always busted. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. Replay mode is one of the best things that's ever come out in Fortnite, especially for content creators like me, where I'm always looking for really great shots for thumbnails or trying to get like slow motion footage for videos. Like, it's a great tool for that kind of thing. Problem with it though is that there's so many bugs with it. Like right now it's working pretty smoothly, but even last week, whenever I would load in a replay file, it would all be black. And then a while ago we had this bug in replay mode where it looked like the entire island was covered by a shadow. And that just drove me nuts, man, when I was looking for like great thumbnails and stuff for really cool builds. And it made me so mad. I feel like every time there's an update, something busts in replay mode. It drives me crazy. Second best thing in creative mode is the constant inflows of updates we've been getting. Now, last year we didn't get as many updates. We probably got 1 or 2 every season, and they were just like really small updates with just prefabs and galleries or something. But for the last year, we've been getting an insane amount of updates. New devices, new prefabs and galleries, new settings, all sorts of things that we've been needing in creative mode forever. These updates have just infused a ton of life into creative mode, and it just makes me so grateful to the developers for all of the hard work they do to bring creative mode to us. Like, these guys are working so hard to bring these updates to us, and it's one of my favorite things about Fortnite and Fortnite Creative specifically. And now for the number 1 thing I hate the most about creative mode right now, the memory issues. I mean, what we can really achieve right now is very limited by the memory that we have. Like, axial tilt here is a good example. If you haven't seen my video on it, make sure you go watch it. I just released it yesterday. But this is something where, man, we have had to make so many concessions in this map. We wanted to have this really cool city where you could box fight, you could do a red versus blue, you could have a death run. And even in this death run, one thing we wanted to do with this was have difficulty like settings. So you could go up for the hard one, you could go right for the medium one, you could go down here for an easy death run. And I even built out an entire easy default death run down here. But because of our memory issues, I had to delete the entire thing. And even now you'll see we're sitting at 99,000 memory. And if we want to change anything in this map, we're gonna have to like take some things out, or Epic's gonna have to optimize their memory somehow. But right now, the memory problem is driving me crazy. Now, the number 1 thing I love about creative mode, and it kind of counteracts what I just said, is that I have no limits in creative mode. Now, yes, I have memory limits like I was just talking about, but really the only limits are myself. I can build anything I want. I can build a huge city like axial tilt. I can build a Death Star blowing up a bunch of tomatoes. I can recreate things from my favorite movies, shows, or I can build whatever I want. Not only that, I can also play whatever I want. I could play a horror map. I could play a competitive map. I can play a death run or a story map. One of the reasons I started playing Fortnite Creative in the first place was because I was just getting tired of Battle Royale. It was the same thing every day. Every time I played, it was the same thing. But in creative mode, now I have all sorts of options. And honestly, guys, it never gets old. And I love that about creative mode.